Iran and then the Israel conflict. How has the CIA been involved in those things? And again, how could Trump put those things to rest or alleviate them?
Yeah, Iran is a mess. If you remember, Iran was a democratically elected government, and Iran had a lot of oil that the U.S. was just taking. And Iran decided, wait a minute, we're giving all this oil to the U.S. We want to nationalize this, and we want to make the profit for our people off our own oil. Well, they signed their death note there. CIA went in, staged a coup, got rid of the democratically elected government to get the oil back, put in the Shah, who was a tyrannical puppet, and the people knew it, who eventually got fed up with him, removed him, and then what do we get? The Khomeini regimes and the number one chief state sponsor of terrorism in the world. So the CIA says, well, if you try to reform us, then you're going to hurt the terrorism effort in protecting America and the world. Excuse me, you started much of the terrorist cells. The CIA created Al Qaeda and Bin Laden. The CIA created ISIS. The CIA created the Free Syrian Army, which is an Islamic Revolutionary Army. The CIA has in the past worked directly with mob killers and mafia figures. So it is just so dirty, it's beyond imagination. And why is it dirty? It's because they do it all in secret, because they have that authority. Take that authority away. And the last part of our book, of course, is how transparency will kill the deep state. That transparency is removing the cloak of secrecy from the CIA and then opening up what they're doing to Congress and the American people.
Powerful, very powerful. If you look back in history, what would you say are the 3 to 4, most egregious abuses the CIA, did? Maybe it's the JFK assassination. I don't know. Maybe it's the Vietnam War. I don't know. What comes to mind for you that you would like to highlight to people about what the CIA has done?
I joined the investment club because we are in the biggest wealth transfer in history. The investment thesis here is we believe that early stage Web3, metaverse and AI investments represent the hottest opportunities on the planet. I've been financially burned in this space, lost a lot of money through lack of education and investing in the wrong people. Most of them were scams. But I still believe in blockchain and I still believe in the crypto space. Thanks to the investment club. Now, 5 weeks in, I've invested in 10 deals in the investment club. They do all the due diligence and research for the community by bringing the best deal flow that we would never have access to. When you join, you just don't become a member. You become a part of a big family. Don't let this opportunity pass you by. You will never find a more genuine person like Brian. He is so transparent and passionate at bringing wealth to the masses through blockchain technology. Thank you, Brian. It's a pleasure.
Certainly. I think it's the Vietnam War. I don't know if your audience realizes this, but the Vietnam War was started by a U.S. false flag. The U.S. claimed that they started the war because on radar, they had Vietnamese ships heading towards this U.S. Naval vessel, and these Vietnamese boats were going to try to destroy this U.S. vessel. Well, it turns out that never happened, and the CIA doctored the radar and put those boats on there when there was no attack from Vietnam, and they started the war based on that, based on a lie, which is what they do best. The CIA and the military-industrial complex stood to make $1 trillion off that war alone, and it's one of the reasons that they despised JFK. They were going to lose a lot of money. And also what the CIA did, which is genocide, and I think it's a crime against humanity, is they started what's called the Phoenix operation, where they created these special assassination pistols, and they armed the Vietnamese who were friendly with the U.S. and some U.S. troops with these pistols, and they went into cities and to Vietnamese civilians who were only suspected that they may have ties to the Communist Party, just suspected, knock on their door, they'd open the door, and then they'd assassinate them. And a lot of times they assassinated the person and his wife and his children. The CIA killed 40,000 Vietnamese civilians that way. I think that's the biggest abomination of many, but that's the biggest abomination that the CIA has engaged in.
We always hear these rumors of the CIA being involved in the drug trade. And I don't know if it started there in Vietnam, but I've always heard these stories, and you talk about it a little bit in the group. Can you talk about the history of the CIA with drugs and then why they would do that?
Oh yeah, we got a whole chapter in Twilight of the Shadow Government on that. To get around Congress, especially doing covert operations that Congress would not approve, Ted Shackley is in our book. And he ran this whole operation. They created what you could call a private CIA, where they took millions and millions of drug money and ran it through Vietnam. And this also goes all the way up to the Iran-Contra, where they were running cocaine into the United States. But in this case, they took that drug money and they inserted it they were making money without Congress knowing it, because they had budget restrictions. So they created their own budget. And they were taking this cocaine and they were selling it in LA on the streets, especially in black areas, into bars and pubs and things like that, and making money off of that. That did happen. And we document that in the book. The CIA has been involved in drug running since its inception, and it has been billions of dollars. And that's how they funded a lot of these coups and a lot of these covert operations outside of their approved budget by Congress.
Hey, I know investing in crypto is scary. It takes a real leap of faith because there are so many scams, rug pulls, and bad actors out there. It's a dangerous business, which is why 95% of people lose all their money. Well, that's why I created the London Real Investment Club, so you can access the hottest deals on the planet and use the crypto bull market to create the generational wealth that you deserve. Join my team of over 100 people from around the world that are making millions of dollars behind the scenes investing in blockchain, AI, Web3 games, DeFi, Bitcoin, and more. Don't miss out. Click the link below to book a call with one of my team now. But hurry, this bull market will end soon.
I know investing in crypto can be scary. That's why you gotta join the investment club. Pull the trigger. Let's do this.